कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जसोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जसोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जसोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय गौर निताय गौर Jaya Gauranita. Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnubhada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Stotra Shri His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Randra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Yato Jayamadiraye Nashtapraye Shabadheshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tama Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter number 15, text number 28 and 29. I'll read myself. Mattadvireva vanamalikaya nivitho vinyasta yasita chatushtaya bhahu madhye vaktram bhruva putilaya sputa nirgamabhyam rakte kshanena cha manakha rabasam dadhano. Translation. The two doormen were garlanded with fresh flowers, which attracted intoxicated bees, and which were placed around their necks and between their 4 blue arms. From their arched eyebrows, discontented nostrils, and reddish eyes, they appear somewhat agitated. So, purport: their garlands attracted swarms of bees because they were garlands of fresh flowers. In the Vaikuntha world, everything is fresh, new and transcendental. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha have bodies of bluish color and 4 hands like Narayana. Text number 29. Dwari Tetayo Nivivishur Mishato Aprashtha. Dwari etayor nivivishur mishator aprashtha. Dhari etayo nivivishu mishathor aprashtva. Purva yatha vajra kapatika yaha purvayata purata vajra kapatika yaha purvayata purata vajra kapatika yaha sarvatra te avishamaya munaya swadrishtya sarvatra te vishamaya munaya swadrishtya sarvatra te vishamaya munayah swadrishtya ye sancharanti avihata vigata vishanakhaha ye sancharanti abhihata vigata shankhaha ye sancharanti avihada vigata shankhaha dvari edayor nivivishur mishator abhishtha purvayata purata vajra kapatika yaha sarvatra te vishamaya munayah swadrishtya ye sancharanti vihata vigata vishankhaha Hariye dayo nivivishur mishator abhishtha purvayata purata vajra kapatika yaha sarvatra te vimshaya munayah sarvadrishtya ye sancharati avihata vigatha vishankhaha dvari dayor vimishur nivivishur vishator abhishtha guru yada gurvamita purata vajra kapatika yaha sarvatra te vimshaya munayah swadrishtya ye sancharanti vihata vigatha vishankhaha gariyato yetayor nivishishur mishator aprishtva purvayata purata vajra kapatika yaha sarvatra te vishamaya munayah swadrishtya ye sancharanti avihata vigata vishankhaha purvayata purata vajra kapatika yaha sarvatra te vishamaya munayah swadrishtya ये संचरन्ति हव्यता विगता विशङ्खाः द्वारेदयो निविशुर्मिषतोरपृष्ठा पूर्वा यथा पुरतयज्रनिकाकपाटिकयाः सर्वत्र ते विमया मुनया स्वदृष्ट्या ये संचरन्ति विहता विगता विशङ्काः. What meaning? Dwari, in the door. Etayoho, both doorkeepers. Nivi Vishuhu, enter. Mishatoho, while seeing. Aprashtva, without asking. Purvaha, as before. Jatha, Purata, made of gold. Vajra and diamond. Kapatikaha, the doors. Jaha, which. Sarvatra, everywhere. Te, they. Avishamaya, without any sense of discrimination. Munayaha, the great sages. Sadrishtya, out of their own will. Je, who, sancharanti, mu, avihataha, without being checked. Vighata, without. Abhishankaha, doubt. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the great sages, headed by fan को बंद करवाओ, sound करवाओ. Not this. The great sages headed by Sanaka and had opened doors everywhere. They had no idea of ours and theirs. With open minds they entered the seventh door out of their own will, just as they had passed through the sixth doors, which were made of gold and diamond. Translation with repetition. The great sages, headed by Sanaka, had opened the doors everywhere. They had no idea of ours and theirs. With open mind, they entered the seventh door out of their own will, just as they had passed through the six other doors, which were made of gold and diamond. Purport: the great sages, namely Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumara, all the very old in years, maintained themselves eternally as small children. They were not at all duplicitous, and they entered the doors exactly as little children enter places without any idea of what is to trespass. That is a child's nature. A child can enter any place and no one checks him. Indeed, a child is generally welcome in his attempts to go places. But if it is so happens that a child is checked from entering a door, she naturally becomes very sorry and angry. That is the nature of a child. In this case, the same thing happened. The childlike saintly personalities entered all the 6 doors of the palace, and no one checked them. Therefore, when they attempted to enter the 7th door and were forbidden by the doorman, who checked them with their sticks, they naturally become very angry and sorrowful. An ordinary child would cry, but because these were not ordinary children, they immediately made preparation to punish the doorman. For the doorman had committed a great offense. Even to this day, a saintly person is never checked from entering anyone's door in India. This is the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajjanadimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupādāya Krishna Preshthāya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhāvsyāti Deshatārine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The chapter description of the kingdom of God. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Hidaya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Here is Brahma is describing to the demigods about the 4 Manasa Putras of Brahma, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumara. They are very elevated devotees. They are traveling everywhere without any restrictions. And they were not having any particular purpose to roam around. And that's what they finally traveling into the Vaikuntha. And Brahma has given an elaborate description about the Vaikuntha planets in detail in previous verses. Later on, Brahma was telling these 4 Kumaras traveling, and they're entering the different doors in the Vaikuntha planet. They passed 6 doors. All doors are well decorated with the gold, diamond, jewels. And these innocent, childlike sages. So Prabhupada mentioned, these 4 Kumaras, even though they are very old by age, but they maintain themselves like a children, very small, innocent. They entering the different doors, and Prabhupada mentioned when children go, no one check the children because children are very innocent. Similarly, these 4 Kumaras, more children are entering different doors. And again, every door is beautifully decorated, but none of the doors are very attracted to the children. These children are not at all bothered about how beautiful these doors were. And in those purport, Prabhupada was telling him that these devotees are totally absorbed in Krishna. There's a reason none of the beauty is attracted towards them. They're totally absorbed in Krishna's beauty. That what they're traveling, they are moving one door to another door. 6 doors have passed, and they enter into the 7th door, where these four Kumaras saw two doorkeepers are well decorated. And here description is given that two doormen were garlanded with the fresh flowers, with attracted, intoxicated bees were moving around those flowers, and which were placed around their necks and between their four blue arms. In the doorkeepers are very beautiful looking. They have the forehand. Their bodily color is blue, and this very nicely they decorated with these garlands. From their arched eyebrows, the eyebrows are looking very nice. Discontented nostrils and reddish eyes. They appeared somewhat agitated. And these doorkeepers are in the seventh grade. They looking very beautiful without the garland and that. By seeing these four children, sages are entering the door, and those doorkeepers are somewhat agitated. And earlier 6 doors they were passing, no one has stopped them. They freely entered with their own free will. And in 7th gate, these two doorkeepers are somewhat agitated by seeing, and these two small children. When further, 29th verse, you see, the great sages headed by Sanaka, had opened the doors everywhere. They had no idea of hours and days. And these 4 sages, they not have an idea of hours and days. I mean, they not have a discrimination. Here say, Dwari etayor Nivishau Mishatoho Aprishtva. They entered, but they say they are free from duplicity. Mean they not have any discriminating ours and others. Ours or theirs, you see. Because they equal vision on each and everything. This is one of the great quality of the great devotees. Devotees not have any discrimination, okay, good, bad, acha, bra. These things are not there. There is equal vision to everything. With the open mind, they enter the 7th door out of their own will. Just they as pass through the other 6 doors. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport, the great sages, namely Sanaka, Sanadana, Sanandana, Sanatkumara, although were very old in years, maintained themselves eternally as small children. They were not at all duplicitous, and they enter the doors exactly like little children enter places without any idea of what is the to trespass. Though innocent children don't know which is a place to go, which is a place is forbidden to go. The innocent, they simply enter. Similarly, these sages, 4 sages are entering without any idea of trespass or not. So, this is the one of the great quality of devotees. Here he say, these 4 Kumaras are duplicitous. They not have any duplicity. So, that is the reason in India even now, the sadhus are respected very much. So whenever sadhu is coming, normally sadhus are not stopped to enter into the home, because sadhus are very much respected in India. So similarly, we also see the many great sages like Sukadeva Goswami. He also used to go house to house. So Sukadeva Goswami used to go to the home, so when the morning, when they milking the cow, and in the reason of take some milk, as Sukadeva Goswami go, and Prabhupada says, not the purpose Sukadeva Goswami go to a person asking some from a grihastha. The purpose of sadhus go to a home is not to ask something, beg something from the household. So Sukadeva Goswami goes to have some milk when they are milking the cow. The purpose is that Sukadeva Goswami want to give some association to the householders and enlighten them. This was the purpose of Sukadeva Goswami go to the home, not the purpose of begging. So again, a sadhu is going to the home. It is for the householder, it is auspicious. A sadhu is coming and receiving some charity from a householder, because householder is always engaged in so many material activities, is also involved in. So receiving a sadhu and taking care of a sadhu for the householder is very auspicious. That's the reason Sukadeva Goswami goes and there is a householder, so receive him and properly respect him. And Sukadeva Goswami is enlightened them. Similarly, when Sukadeva Goswami go, when Parikshit was doing, you got the death sentence, you're going to die in 7 days. And pure devotees not have any destination in their life, other than they totally attracted the Krishna. They simply attracted the Krishna, they not have any destination in their life, like where to go, where not to go, all these things. So Sukadeva Goswami is walking on and reached a place where Parikshit Maharaj is fasting till his death, because he got a death sentence. As Sukadeva Goswami reached the place where many other sages are assembled, and all the sages got up and respected the Sukadeva Goswami, because a pure devotee's presence is all auspicious for all the other people around. That's the reason any of the devotees who are practicing devotion service under the guidance of pure devotee, because he following the one place, Prabhupada say, a devotee is practicing devotion service under the guidance of a pure devotee is also a pure devotee. A devotee who practicing devotion service under the guidance of a pure devotee is also a pure devotee. That means who are the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness under the pure devotee Prabhupada, they also considered as pure devotees. That is the reason whoever practicing Krishna consciousness, he should have maintain that standard of purity, and he should have the proper attitude when he is interacting with the people around. How the Sukadeva Goswami meeting the Griha householders, he is have a proper vision. Okay, I should enlighten them. That is the purpose, not for begging something. And if a devotee go to a householder and taking some other advantage, it is not connected to Krishna consciousness. It is actually disrespect to the institution of the Prabhupada. Because the society has the understanding, a saffron dress devotee, That is the reason you see today, in India, have so much of respect for the sadhu sannyasis. They look at a sadhu, very respectful, and they listen to them. And a sadhu, many of the sadhus are misusing that respect. In India, this scripture has mentions about sadhu will be respected. It's a scripture says, so people have a lot of respect for the devotees. And devotees should not be take the advantage. Many times happens that so many so-called sadhus, they dress like a sadhu and cheating the people. Slowly, the people lose a value for the sadhus. So we are practicing Krishna consciousness under the guidance of pure devotee Prabhupada. We should not act wrongly so that there is a bad name to the Acharya. It's a great offense. So our own whole purpose should be like that. Okay, go and enlighten that devotee to make him Krishna consciousness and take the shelter of Prabhupada. This is the purpose of the devotee should do all the time when we are meeting a household. Otherwise, one place Prabhupada say, when the Prabhupada writing about in history also there is a misuse of sannyasa dress. Arjuna disguised as a sannyasi to kidnap Subhadra. So Arjuna is lived in Dwaraka, disguised as a sannyasi for the Chaturmasya 4 months. In Chaturmasya, used to say sannyasi to leave one place. And somehow Arjuna wanted to marry Subhadra. So he lived, and Balarama is very respectful sannyasi because he don't know this Arjuna is Arjuna. So Balarama is arranging everything to take care of the sannyasi and properly treated him. And after the sannyasa, Chaturmasi get over, still Arjuna is living. So Balaram got a little much doubt. Why this sannyasi after Chaturmasi he should move, but he is not moving. So later on Arjuna came to Arjuna one fine day when Balarama was not there, and Arjuna kidnapped Subhadra and went away. And Prabhupada writes, this is the first time in the history a sannyasi dress is misused. A sannyasi dress not be misused. So you have a sannyas dress, so the people will speak openly. This happens. For the devotees, they open everything, their heart to the devotee, because the devotee can give some suggestion to me, so that my some problems will get solved. And the devotee should not take advantage of that. This is my personal interest, and take the advantage of the family or something. Never ever one should do. We should be exactly like the example as set by Sukadeva Goswami, how we go to a grihastha and particular purpose of enlighten them. Afterwards, he take little bit milk from them and go away from it. So this is what a pure devotee. See, a devotee should act with a lot of responsibility. We should not be very irresponsible. And the fact is that in India, even now, even now, in India, there is a lot of respect for the sadhus. When once Prabhupada was there in Mumbai, generally Prabhupada go for the morning walk. So generally devotees take Prabhupada in a car to the beach, and then they'll get down. Then from there, Prabhupada will going to walk. And Prabhupada go walk and they come back. And they sit in a car. And sit in a car, and these devotees are driving the car. They are trying to start the car not getting start. So they try not getting start. Then the devotees go to a mechanic. As the devotee go to the mechanic to bring a mechanic, then two more Indians came, and they say the Prabhupada sitting in the back seat, and those devote and so two Indian people come and they sat in the front seat. They sat in the front seat and they're talking the Prabhupada from where all these things. Then that person is put his key and start the car. When he start the car, Prabhupada understood that, okay, it is not his car, some other's car, but it's the same car, but unknowingly they come and sat in another car. So immediately Prabhupada said, sorry, by mistake I sat in this car. So those devotees and those people are saying, no problem, Swamiji, aap acha hai, it is very auspicious for us, you are sitting in a car. So where to go, we'll take you to and drop you in your place where you want to go. So this is in India. So a sadhu have the respect all the time in India. So when a devotee should be very careful in his activities and his attitude towards a common public who are innocent, and they very respectably to look at the sadhu and respect. And our only motive should be there like that, okay? And these devotees deserve for some devotion, and Lord want. I'll guide him in that direction and make him surrender to Krishna and take shelter of Prabhupada. So, and a pure devotee has a vision is like that, okay? He always care for, compassion for the conditioned soul to elevate. So, someone is doing the pure bhakti, and he should not deviate from the proper path. And someone properly do the devotion service, and he'll attain proper detachment in the devotion service. That is the more important than many times you deviate from the devotional path, some material gain, and taking advantage, who are trust on us, okay, they're the devotee, they trust on, and they're ready to do many things to a sadhu. So that is the reason. See, here say pure devotee, they are in Rupa Goswami say, a pure devotee, here say in Rupa Goswami is taking out from the Kapila Deva's instruction. My dear mother, those who are my pure devotees, who have no desire for material benefit or philosophical speculation, have their mind so much engaged in my service that they are never interested in asking me for anything except to engage in that service. They do not even beg to live in my abode with me. A pure devotee is not interested even in go take moksha. You're not interested in moksha. So now a devotee is not interested in moksha. That means a devotee is experiencing some pleasure which is superior to the moksha. That is the reason here Super Goswami further is telling, there are 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. There are 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. The pure devotion service says 1, pure devotion service brings immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. If someone do the proper devotion service, is all material distress will be relieved. See, something is doing devotion service, release from all the problems of the life. Instead of many times happening, okay, so you are practicing devotion service, also anchoring some material benefit or material enjoyment. Many way, sense pleasure. And it's distress. Okay, second is say pure devotion service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. One do the devotion service, all the auspicious things happen in his life. And pure devotion service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. And there is also pleasure from many things. That pleasure is there from other way also. But the pleasure from the matter also there is a pleasure. Pleasure from merging in the Brahman also there is kind of pleasure, Brahman pleasure. And pleasure of liberation, that's also pleasure. But transcendental pleasure is something is superior to all this pleasure. And pure devotion service is rarely achieved. And this pure devotion not achieved by each and every person. Even one can attain moksha, liberation, or one may attain the one with the Lord, merging the Brahman. But pure devotion is only for the pure people. So here, Lord say, Lord, don't give the pure devotion for everyone. Pure devotion only selected people. Even liberation one can get. And pure devotion is not so easy. The position of a pure devotee, if you can engage in 24 hours each day in devotion service, they do not want anything else. Not even the happiness of liberation or become one with the Supreme. A devotee is always engaged 24 hours in the service of the Lord. Not hankering anything. And Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness or even liberation, but he does not agree very easily to award a person engagement in his devotion service. Even liberation he'll get, but engage in devotion service he don't give to everyone. Devotion service can, in fact, be attained only through the mercy of a pure devotee. Devotion service will get only through the mercy of a pure devotee. Without the pure devotee's mercy, one cannot get the pure devotion service. Even liberation is Krishna sanction, but pure devotion not. Okay? By the mercy of the spiritual master, who is pure devotee, and by the mercy of Krishna, one can achieve the platform of devotion service. There is no other way. There is no any other way. Only mercy can. So the fifth one says the happiness becoming. So there is fifth one. Those in pure devotion service deride even the conception of liberation. Someone look for the devotion service, he not attracted even the liberation. Rupa Goswami says that Brahmananda, all the happiness become one with the Supreme, is multiplied by 1 trillion fold. It cannot be compared to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotion. See, for a devotee, even liberation is standing and asking for the liberation. Okay, I'll give the liberation. But a devotee is not interested even in liberation. So this is the level of a pure devotion service. So we should understand a pure devotion service is very rare and very important. One should not be, and it's very simple. Very simple. Simply follow the instruction of Acharya and simple rules and regulations followed strictly, and chant the Hare Krishna mantra and engage in the service of the Lord. That much too. And such person finally attracting Krishna. And such devotee, not a devotee is attracting to Krishna. Krishna is attracted to that devotee. So in other places, people are attracted to Krishna. Okay, Krishna is attractive. A devotee is attractive to Krishna. Attracting to Krishna. Okay, Srila Gopaswami has stated the devotion service attracts even Krishna. Krishna attracts everyone, but devotion service attracts to Krishna. Even Krishna. See, that is what? Krishna became a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to experience the devotion. Even Krishna is attracted to devotion. So that is a level of devotional service. So, say such high level of opportunity a devotee get under the guidance of a pure devotee. And many times you are not valuing this. Okay, I got the opportunity under the pure devotion service and great previous Acharya's guidance. We all be properly guided, and it's very easy to attain the pure devotion service. And to attain that pure devotion service, one should be very simple. Like how the Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, they're simply wandering, not making any discrimination, because they simply attracted to Krishna and absorbed in Krishna. So that is the reason there is no any chance for deviation from the devotional services. And a very simple formula. Okay, for example, a person should not deviate from the devotional service, so you simply have to engage in the Krishna service 24 hours. And someone is engaged in 24 hours, you will not have any distraction any places, because Krishna personally reciprocate. That's the reason you say his all material distress will vanish, because there is a material distress in his life. That's the reason he is hanging for some happiness somewhere, because he is not properly engaged in the devotion service. That is the reason he is in distress. So he is looking for some enjoyment somewhere else. That is also a material. But when one is engaged completely, it's all distress are gone. He is actually experiencing the real devotional service. And he never be deviated or attracted to something material pleasure. Very simple. So here these all four sages are very innocent. They simply absorb in Krishna consciousness. They're traveling and moving one door to another in Vaikuntha planet. Finally came to the seventh door. They saw two beautiful looking doorkeepers. They with the four-handed with garland. They get little bit agitated, and Prabhupada writes in the purport, the seventh door, and where the forbidden by the doorman, who checked them with their sticks, they naturally become very angry and sorrowful. So there, the two doorkeepers, they stop them by a stick. So further afterwards is continue. I'll stop here. So Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.